The headline, Sylvester Stallone finally tells the truth about Arnold Schwarzenegger, sounds dramatic. But the real story between Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger is actually a fascinating mix of rivalry, competition, and eventual friendship rather than some shocking hidden secret. In the 1980s and early 1990s, Stallone and Schwarzenegger were seen as the two biggest action stars in Hollywood. Stallone had already become a global icon through Rocky and Rambo, while Schwarzenegger exploded onto the scene with The Terminator, Conan the Barbarian, and other blockbuster hits. Both men had massive physiques, larger-than-life screen presence, and box office dominance. Naturally, the media framed them as rivals, and to be fair, they were competitive. Over the years, Stallone has openly admitted that their rivalry was real. In interviews, he explained that they competed intensely for scripts, roles, and top billing. If Arnold signed a big action movie, Stallone wanted something bigger. If Stallone landed a hit, Arnold aimed to top it. According to Stallone, there was genuine tension between them during that era because each represented the ultimate action hero image of the time. Studios often compared them, and fans debated endlessly about who was stronger, tougher, or more successful. One of the most famous examples of their competitive dynamic involved the 1992 comedy film Stop, or My Mom Will Shoot. Stallone later joked that he took the role partly because he believed Schwarzenegger wanted it, only to later discover that Arnold had supposedly encouraged the rumor knowing it wasn't a strong script. Stallone has laughed about the situation in hindsight, admitting it was a poor career move. Whether fully strategic or just playful rivalry, it showed how intense their competition had become. However, what Stallone has also finally told in more recent interviews is that time changed everything. As the years passed, both men matured, their careers evolved, and the fierce rivalry cooled. Schwarzenegger moved into politics, eventually becoming governor of California. Stallone continued acting, directing, and producing. The distance from the competitive 80s action era allowed them to reflect differently on their relationship. Stallone has acknowledged that competition pushed both of them to work harder. He has said that without Arnold's presence, he might not have pushed himself as aggressively. In that sense, their rivalry was productive rather than destructive. It forced each of them to raise their standards and think bigger. Instead of damaging their careers, the competition helped define an entire era of action cinema. Eventually, the two icons even worked together. They appeared in the Expendables series alongside other action legends, and later co-starred in Escape Plan. Seeing them share the screen was symbolic. It marked the transformation from rivals to collaborators. Interviews during those projects showed them joking with each other, speaking respectfully, and even praising one another's work ethic. Stallone has openly admitted that in their younger years, ego played a role. Both were ambitious, driven men at the peak of physical performance and global fame. But with maturity came perspective. He has spoken about how he now sees Schwarzenegger not as an enemy but as someone who shared a unique experience, being at the top of Hollywood's action genre at the same time. The truth Stallone often references is that their rivalry was real but exaggerated by media and fueled by ambition rather than hatred. They were not secretly enemies plotting against each other in a dramatic Hollywood feud. Instead, they were two ultra-competitive stars fighting for dominance in the same space. Over time, mutual respect replaced rivalry. Today, both Stallone and Schwarzenegger are considered legends of the action genre. Their names are forever linked because they define the 1980s and early 1990s action movie era. Instead of bitterness, what remains is a shared legacy. So while headlines may suggest a shocking confession, the reality is more human. Intense competition, strong personalities, youthful ego, and ultimately, respect and friendship. Sometimes the truth isn't explosive. It's simply about growth, maturity, and recognizing that rivalry can eventually turn into admiration.